Madam Mayor. I would like to challenge the self-build policy within the draft local plan. The legal framework for self-build is set out in the Self-Build and Custom Home Building Act of 2015. The right to build, as amended by the Housing and Planning Act 2016 and supplemented by secondary legislation. It is also supported by paragraph 50 and 159 of the National Planning Policy Framework. The right to build places a legal duty on all councils in England to provide the sufficient service plots with planning permission to meet local demand for custom and self-build housing. In Harrogate, over 260 individuals and groups have already signed the register, and this is really without publicising it. In the draft local plan in November to December 2016, the self-build policy read that on any site above 20 dwellings, 5% were to be made available to self-build. In the latest document, the policy reads on any strategic site of 500 or more dwellings. Why has the site number been dramatically increased? I did note a number of negative comments regarding last year's wording of the policy from local developers. Call me cynical, but surely HBC has not weakened its policy because of pressure from these developers. How will HBC address the issue of providing enough service plots to meet the demand? We cannot purely rely on windfall or infill plots, as the council has never captured the data in the past on the sites if they've been used to undertake a self-build project. As a group, Harrogate Affordable Homes Community Land Trust will be incorporated very shortly and would like to work with parish councils and Harrogate to deliver self-build, low-carbon, sustainable, mixed-use communities across the district. The key features of a community land trust is that it's community-controlled and owned, not for profit. But the most crucial defining feature of a CLT is that it will endeavour to keep the homes affordable in perpetuity. They cannot be sold off under the right to buy scheme. And they can also not allow staircases, so the homes will be owned 100% one day. These homes will be genuinely affordable to purchase, and these homes could be as low as 50% of open market value, and a mix of housing for first-time buyers, families, and the older population who are looking to downsize and not wanting to move into flats. They prefer a bungalow. CLTs have cross-party support and most critically embody the government's ambition of shifting power from Whitehall to communities. They are recognised as a proven example of local people taking control and transforming the future of their communities. It is a holistic idea of creating the type of housing Harrogate actually needs, not yet more 4-5-bedroom executive housing. To support community-led housing, the Housing Minister only last month announced that funds of 240 million are to be made available. The Community Land Trust is not only about housing, it also has social tangible benefits, including tackling loneliness, childcare issues and social care. We are not pioneers in this, our group. They've happened all over the country. So let's learn from these other areas of the country. Let's provide the type of housing that Harrogate actually needs, not what developers want to force on us. Community-led housing policies have gone into local plans around the country. Why not here? When you think of self-build, though, you think of the types of homes on grand designs, but they can be affordable, which has clearly been demonstrated at a CLT in Rock, North Cornwall. Now, they have similar affordability issues that Harrogate has, but the community took action alongside their parish council and provided homes for local people and built 20 affordable self-built homes valued at less than 30% of the open market value. They have a second scheme in the pipeline. Our economy will suffer in Harrogate because the majority of the jobs are low paid. But if people don't want to commute here because they can't afford to, and they definitely can't afford to live here, self-build and community land trusts are the way forward, and they will keep our communities sustainable. A solution would be to look at sites possibly which are public owned sites in transport corridors, and also brownfield sites in urban and rural areas. HBC has no legal duty to provide community-led housing, but you do for self-build. As the draft local plan self-build policy now stands, HBC will not meet its demand, and the planning inspector will want to know why. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Ms Hart, thank you very much for being